Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Before we start, please hit that subscribe button. Now let's get into the video. The Bold and the Beautiful. In a devastating turn of events involving Steffy Forrester, Sheila Carter, and Luna, tragedy has struck the Forrester family once again, leading to heartbreak, desperation, and uncertainty for everyone involved. This dramatic sequence began with a fierce and dangerous confrontation between Sheila, Luna, and Steffy. Tensions between these three women have been building up for weeks, reaching a boiling point when Luna, completely losing control, brandished a loaded gun and threatened Steffy's life. Luna's erratic behavior and intense anger towards Steffy made the situation extremely volatile. With everyone realizing that violence could erupt at any second, Sheila, recognizing the immediate danger, stepped in courageously, attempting to intervene and prevent Luna from making a catastrophic mistake. Yet despite Sheila's desperate efforts to calm Luna down, the situation continued escalating beyond control. As Luna's emotional breakdown intensified, her intentions grew even clearer. Steffy was her primary target, and she wanted her dead at any cost. Amid the chaos, Sheila moved swiftly, desperately wrestling Luna to seize control of the gun. The two women struggled fiercely, each determined not to relinquish their grip on the weapon. Tragically, in the midst of their struggle, the firearm discharged accidentally. A deafening shot rang out, echoing throughout the room, and the bullet struck Steffy directly in the head. The shock of the moment was profound, and Steffy immediately collapsed, falling lifelessly to the ground in front of Sheila's horrified eyes. Seeing Steffy critically injured, Luna panicked and fled the scene, leaving Sheila alone and completely overwhelmed by the horrifying turn of events. For a moment, Sheila stood frozen, unable to fully comprehend the tragedy unfolding around her. However, realizing there was no time to waste, she urgently dialed 911, requesting immediate medical assistance, and then quickly rushed Steffy to the hospital herself, desperately hoping to save her life. Steffy was immediately taken into emergency surgery, where a team of medical experts fought tirelessly to keep her alive. Hours passed as Steffy's family and loved ones anxiously awaited news, their hearts heavy with fear and uncertainty. Ridge Forrester and Dr. Taylor Hayes, Steffy's devoted parents, arrived at the hospital, unable to believe the horror unfolding before them. Their hearts sank deeply into despair as they struggled to grasp the reality that their beloved daughter's life hung by a fragile thread. Finally, after an agonizing wait, doctors approached Ridge and Taylor with an update. They delivered bittersweet news. Steffy had miraculously survived the surgery, managing to cling to life despite the severity of the injury. However, their relief was short-lived as doctors shared the devastating revelation. Steffy had suffered profound brain trauma and slipped into a persistent vegetative state. Although Steffy remained alive, the doctors warned Ridge and Taylor that the chances of her regaining consciousness were minimal. Ridge and Taylor were utterly devastated, consumed by overwhelming grief and disbelief. The reality of Steffy's condition, vibrant, strong, and determined woman now reduced to unconsciousness, shook their hearts. Their daughter, always so full of life and strength, was now trapped in a cruel state of uncertainty. Despite the doctor's bleak prognosis, neither Ridge nor Taylor were ready to abandon hope, even though their hearts ached profoundly. For Steffy's husband, Dr. John Finnegan, the news was unbearable. Finn found himself utterly heartbroken and tormented by the tragedy. Yet his deep love and unwavering devotion to Steffy propelled him into action. Determined to defy the odds, Finn refused to accept the bleak medical prognosis as a final sentence. Instead, he committed himself fully to exploring every possible treatment experimental therapy, and medical breakthrough to help Steffy regain consciousness. Finn's dedication became relentless, his love for Steffy driving his every decision and filling him with determination and hope against all odds. As the Forrester family grappled with their grief and uncertainty, Luda successfully evaded capture, leaving law enforcement puzzled and frustrated. Authorities launched an intense investigation into the tragic incident, thoroughly examining the crime scene, interviewing witnesses, and meticulously piecing together Luna's potential movements. Despite the exhaustive efforts of detectives, Luna managed to elude authorities, carefully covering her tracks to ensure her escape remained effective. Sheila, meanwhile, remained deeply conflicted and overwhelmed by guilt and remorse. Though the shot was accidental, Sheila could not escape the crushing reality that her presence and actions had directly led to Steve's devastating injury. Racked with remorse, Sheila struggled privately, caught between overwhelming shame and desperate desire for redemption. Yet in the eyes of the Forrester family, Sheila once again became a figure of suspicion and resentment, forever associated with the horrifying incident. In reality, behind the scenes, actress Jacqueline McInnes with Jacqueline McInnes, who portrays Steffy Forrester, was preparing to embark on maternity leave to welcome her fifth child. The writers cleverly intertwined this real-life development with the storyline, allowing Steffy's prolonged coma to align naturally with Jacqueline's temporary absence. While viewers understood the storyline served as a dramatic device, they eagerly anticipated the emotional and dramatic impact her eventual return would undoubtedly have. Finn's determination remained unyielding throughout Steffy's coma. He tirelessly pursued innovative medical solutions, consultations with renowned specialists, and breakthroughs in neurology. The hospital became his second home as he spent countless hours beside Steffy's bedside, gently holding her hand, whispering words of encouragement, and reminding her daily of their children, their love, and the life awaiting her return. Months passed with the Forrester family, adjusting to the new, painful normal. Rage and Taylor continued their struggle with acceptance, cautiously maintaining hope despite medical realities. Finn, however, remained steadfastly optimistic. Driven by unwavering love, Finn refused to abandon Steffy or concede defeat to medical pessimism. The children, too young to fully comprehend, nonetheless felt the absence of their mother, adding further emotional urgency to Steffy's eventual awakening. In Mexico, Luna quietly settled into a new life. Having narrowly escaped justice despite her physical freedom, Luna remained haunted by guilt. The weight of her actions forever, a dark cloud hanging over her. Luna's disappearance deepened the frustration of authorities who continued searching, determined not to close the case until justice was served. Sheila, meanwhile, continued navigating complicated feelings of guilt, self-preservation, and the ongoing suspicion cast upon her by the Forrester family. Finally, after months of anticipation and speculation, J.W. and McInnes would announce her return from maternity leave. The excitement surrounding her comeback was palpable as viewers anxiously awaited the storyline's powerful resolution. Upon her return, the writers scripted an emotionally powerful and dramatic awakening for Steffy, miraculously emerging from her long vegetative state. Her awakening brought immense relief, joy, and a renewed sense of hope to Finn, Ridge, Taylor, and the entire Forrester family. Steffy's remarkable recovery instantly became a central storyline filled with emotional reunions, tearful embraces, and heartfelt celebrations. Her journey back to consciousness symbolized hope, resilience, and the enduring power of family and love. With Steffy awake and aware, tensions immediately reignited, focusing on justice, accountability, and confronting Luna's crimes directly. Steffy's awakening marked a pivotal turning point, reigniting storylines filled with conflict, intrigue, and powerful confrontations as justice and truth finally drew nearer. Steffy's return reshaped dynamics within the Forrester family profoundly, rekindling relationships, confronting past wounds, and setting the stage for compelling future storylines. Luna's absence and Sheila's complicated role continued hauntingly, hinting toward dramatic confrontations and explosive revelations ahead. Next, we will dive deep into the electrifying drama unfolding on the Bold and the Beautiful for the week of July 7th to 11th, 2025, where chaos reigns supreme, secrets shatter lives, and bullets fly in an unprecedented bloodbath. This week promises to be a roller coaster of emotions with classroom catastrophes, shocking confessions, and heart-wrenching hospital scenes that will leave fans on the edge of their seats. From Luna Knows wild antics to the unexpected return of familiar faces, every moment is packed with tension, heartbreak, and jaw-dropping surprises. So grab your popcorn and settle in as we impact the turmoil tearing through Los Angeles with new twists and intricate details that add depth to the already explosive storyline. Let's start with the storm brewing in the classroom, where Luna Know's latest stun spirals into absolute pandemonium, catching everyone off guard. What begins as a seemingly harmless act of rebellion transforms into a full-blown crisis as Luna's behavior grows increasingly erratic, leaving even the most composed characters reeling. Steffy Forrester Finnegan, ever the voice of reason, steps into the fray, her eyes filled with concern as she attempts to reach Luna and pull her back from the brink. Steffy's words are laced with a desperate plea, drawing on their shared history and the trust they've built, hoping to pierce through the veil of Luna's instability. But Luna isn't just unpredictable. She's a ticking time bomb. And even Sheila Carter, a woman well-versed in chaos, finds herself stunned by the sheer intensity of Luna's unraveling. Sheila, with her sharp instincts and calculating mind, tries to intervene, her voice cutting through the tension like a knife as she offers a perspective only someone with her dark past could muster. Yet despite their combined efforts, Luna's downward spiral only accelerates, painting a chilling picture of a young woman teetering on the edge of complete breakdown. As whispers of Luna's troubled past begin to surface, rumors of unresolved trauma and hidden paint stakes rise, leaving everyone to wonder just how far she'll go before it's too late. The situation takes an even darker turn when Luna, in a moment of raw vulnerability, unleashes a bombshell on Steffy that shakes her to her very core. This isn't just a petty revelation. It's a secret so profound that it rewrites everything Steffy thought she knew about Luna and their intertwined lives. Deer grows thick with shock as Luna's words hang between them, each syllable dripping with a mix of pain and defiance. Steffy, usually so quick to respond, finds herself utterly speechless, her mind racing to process the implications of what she's just heard. Could this confession be tied to a long-buried family scandal? Or does it hint at a betrayal so personal it could fracture their bond forever? Before Steffy can even begin to grapple with the weight of this truth, the unthinkable happens. Gunfire erupts in a horrifying crescendo, shattering the tense silence. The classroom, once a place of learning and growth, becomes a battlefield as bullets fly without warning, striking not one, not two, but three beloved characters in a bloodbath that leaves everyone stunned. The sound of screams and the metallic tang of blood fill the air as chaos reigns with no one prepared for the sheer brutality of this moment. These victims central to the heart of the show are rushed to the hospital in a desperate bid for survival, their fates hanging by a thread as loved ones watch in helpless terror. Meanwhile, miles away at the serene beach house, a different kind of storm brews as Lee Finnegan delivers a startling assessment of Luna to her son John Finnegan. Lee's voice is steady but laced with an undercurrent of worry as she dissects Luna's behavior with clinical precision. Drawing on her years of medical expertise to paint a troubling picture, she speculates about underlying psychological issues, perhaps even diagnosed conditions that could explain Luna's recent actions, urging Finn to consider a deeper intervention. Finn, torn between his professional instincts as a doctor and his personal connections to Luna, listens intently, his brow furrowed with concern. The beach house, with its crashing waves and calming aura, offers a stark contrast to the gravity of their conversation. Yet the peace is short-lived. Their discussion is abruptly cut off by the jarring news of the shooting, and both Lee and Finn are thrust into action as the gunshot victims are wheeled into the hospital. The sterile corridors buzz with urgency as they scrub in their hands steady despite the personal stakes. Adding to the high-stakes drama, Bridget Forrester makes a surprising return to lend her medical expertise. Her presence a comforting beacon amidst the chaos. Bridget's calm demeanor and skilled hands bring a flicker of hope to the grim situation, but even she can't predict the outcome as they battle to save lives against a ticking clock. As the hospital becomes the epicenter of heartbreak, Poppy Nose always storms onto the scene with a statement that leaves Lee reeling in disbelief. Poppy's words are sharp and apologetic, and delivered with an intensity that suggests she's been holding them back for far too long. Her declaration, possibly tied to Luna's unraveling, or a long-standing feud with Lee, cuts deep, exposing raw nerves and old wounds. Lee, usually so composed, struggles to mask her shock. Her eyes betraying a storm of emotions sang her hurt, and perhaps a hint of guilt. Yet Poppy stands firm, her posture defined as she refuses to back down, even in the face of Lee's icy glare. This clash between the two women hints at a deeper history of betrayal and misunderstanding, a rift that might never heal. Poppy's lack of remorse or maternal warmth in this critical moment casts her in a harsh light, making it clear she's far from earning any accolades for her parenting. Behind closed doors, rumors swirl among hospital staff about Poppy's past decisions, with some whispering that her lack thereof may have contributed to Luna's current state, adding another layer of complexity to an already tangled family dynamic. Amidst the medical frenzy, Liam Spencer's condition emerges as a focal point of concern with doctors, uncovering a devastating realization about Beth and Kelly's devoted father. The medical team huddles in hushed tones, their faces grim as they review test results and charts, grappling with a prognosis that could change everything. Liam, known for his unwavering love for his daughters, lies vulnerable in a hospital bed, his future uncertain as the weight of this discovery looms large. Could this be linked to the shooting? Or is it a separate health crisis that has been brewing beneath the surface for months? Meanwhile, at a quieter corner of the hospital, Carter Walton shares a heartfelt moment with Hope Logan. His eyes warm with sincerity as he promises to be the best stepfather possible to Beth. Carter's words are not just a pledge, but a reflection of his deep respect for family. Even as he navigates the delicate balance of not overstepping into Liam's role, he emphasizes his desire for Liam to remain a central figure in Beth's life. A gesture of kindness that speaks volumes about his character, especially given the uncertainty surrounding Liam's health. The emotional weight of this conversation is palpable, with Hope's gratitude mingling with unspoken fears about what the future holds for her daughter's father. The drama escalates further as Dollar Bill Spencer charges into the picture. His presence as commanding as ever, driven by a fierce determination to see his son Liam. Bill's gruff exterior hides a torrent of worry as he demands answers. His booming voice echoing through the hospital halls. Is Bill's arrival a sign that Liam is among Luna's victims? Caught in the crossfire while heroically trying to protect Steffy during the chaotic shooting. The possibility now at Bill, whose protective instincts kick into overdrive as he pieces together fragmented reports of the incident. Speculation runs rampant. Liam's bravery saves Steffy from a fatal blow only to cost him dearly. As Bill barrels through red tape and hospital protocols, his desperation to uncover the truth about Liam's condition reveals a softer, more vulnerable side to the tycoon. Whispers among the Spencer family suggest that Bill has been in the dark about Liam's struggles for far too long. A fact that fuels his resolve to make things right, even if it's in the 11th hour. The potential for Bill to witness firsthand the gravity of his son's situation adds a poignant layer to their often complicated relationship, setting the stage for either reconciliation or regret. Next, we will uncover the dramatic twists and heart-wrenching turns in the bold and the beautiful as Luna, No's chilling fortune teller curse, takes an unexpected victim. What was meant to be a dark omen for Steffy Forrester veers off course, striking Taylor Hayes with devastating precision in a storyline brimming with emotional turmoil. This week, the streets of Los Angeles are buzzing with whispers of heartbreak, betrayal, and shattered dreams as Luna's eerie prediction unfolds in ways no one could have foreseen. With new layers of intrigue, hidden histories, and intense personal conflicts added to the mix, we're diving deep into a saga of love and loss that will keep you glued to your screen. Join us as we explore the tangled web of relationships and healed wounds and the haunting accuracy of a curse that seems destined to destroy. Let's begin with the shocking misdirection of Lunazawa's fortune teller curse. A mystical prophecy originally intended to herald Steffy Forrester's downfall, but instead ensnaring Taylor Hayes in its tragic grasp. Luna, with her enigmatic aura and cryptic pronouncements, had crafted this ominous prediction with Steffy in mind, envisioning a spiral of chaos for the Forrester Aries, yet perhaps a twist of cosmic irony intervals, as Taylor unwittingly becomes the one to unveil the fortune teller's dark message. The moment Taylor lifts the delicate paper, her fingers trembling slightly with curiosity, the air seems to thicken with foreboding, as if the universe itself is warning her of the storm ahead. And be known to Luna, whose piercing gaze often seems to see beyond the veil. The curse's target has shifted, and the symbol of a broken heart etched into the fortune teller now looms over Taylor with chilling relevance. Rumors swirl that Luna's predictions are tied to an ancient family relic, a trinket passed down through generations with whispers of uncanny accuracy, adding a layer of mysticism to an already unsettling situation. As the weight of the prophecy settles over Taylor, the question lingers. How will this target bear the brunt of a curse? Symbol in Luna's fortune teller is no mere coincidence. It strikes at the very core of Taylor Hayes' deepest vulnerability, her history of broken heart syndrome, a condition that once nearly claimed her life. Taylor, a woman of resilience and quiet strength, has fought hard to mend emotional and physical scars of her past, believing that her recent engagement to Ridge Forrester has finally sealed her heart's wounds. The glittering ring on her finger, a symbol of Riggs' commitment after years of longing, had filled her with a renewed sense of hope, a belief that this time their love would endure. Yet beneath her radiant smile at the engagement party where champagne flowed and friends toasted to their future other lies a flicker of doubt. A whisper in her mind that questions whether Riggs' heart truly belongs to her. Taylor had yearned for more than just cohabitation. She craved the certainty of a lifelong promise, something Ridge seemed hesitant to offer until now. But as she gazes into Ridge's eyes during quiet moments, she can't shake the nagging suspicion that his heart still echoes with memories of Brooke Logan. A lingering melody that threatens to drown out their newfound harmony. Adding to the tension, stories from Taylor's inner circle suggest she's been confiding in close friends about sleepless nights haunted by dreams of losing Ridge yet again. A premonition that feels all too real as Luna's curse begins to take shape. Tragically, Taylor's fragile optimism is poised for a brutal shattering as the specter of yet another broken engagement looms on the horizon. A painful echo of cycles past. She clings to the belief that Rightage's proposal signifies a fresh chapter, a definitive turning of the page where she finally holds his heart without reservation. Taylor convinces herself that Riggs' public declarations of wanting to move forward with her are proof of his devotion, allowing her to lower her guard and envision a future free of Brooke's shadow. However, longtime viewers know this tune all too well. It's a familiar refrain in the endless dance between Ridge, Taylor, and Brooke, a melody of heartbreak that has played out across decades. Even as Taylor plans their wedding with meticulous detail, from the elegant venue overlooking the Pacific to the vintage lace of her dream gown, the cracks in her fairy tale grow wider. Sources close to the couple reveal that Riggs' late-night conversations with old friends often circle back to Brooke. His tone heavy with spoken longing, a sign Taylor refuses to see. How many times has Ridge walked away from Taylor only to return to Brooke's arms, leaving Taylor to pick up the pieces of her shattered dreams? The answer hangs heavy in the air, a bitter reminder that history has a cruel way of repeating itself, especially under the ominous shadow of Luna's fortune-teller curse. Ridge Forrester, caught in the turbulent winds of his own emotions, faces an internal battle that threatens to destroy Taylor once more. His indecision a silent weapon against her fragile heart. He genuinely doesn't wish to inflict pain on Taylor, whose laughter and gentle touch have been a balm to his own wounds over the years. Yet as he stands at a crossroads contemplating a life without Brooke Hathwoman, who has been his muse, his challenge, and his concentrage finds himself unable to maintain the facade. In quiet moments alone, perhaps staring out over the city skyline from his office at Forrester Creations, Ridge wrestles with a truth he can no longer deny. His soul still yearns for Brooke. A pull so magnetic it overrides even his most sincere promises to Taylor. Whispers among the design team suggest Ridge has been sketching designs reminiscent of Brooke's iconic style, a subconscious tribute that betrays his heart's true direction. When the moment of reckoning arrives, and Ridge is forced to confront Taylor with his wavering feelings, the fallout promises to be catastrophic, reigniting the members of Taylor's broken heart syndrome with a ferocity that could prove deadly. Will Briggs' inability to fully let go of Brooke be the final blow to Taylor's hopes? Or can he find a way to spare her the agony of another betrayal? Taylor, despite her blind faith in this renewed romance, is not entirely oblivious to the red flags that have fluttered like warning banners throughout her relationship with Ridge. And now she must face the inevitable consequences. Deep down beneath layers of denial, Taylor has sensed the ghosts of her past, with Register stirring once more a fleeting glance as he casts when Brooke's name is mentioned. The hesitance in his voice during discussions of their wedding date, when she returned to Los Angeles years ago, convinced she was dying from heart failure. Ridge had been her anchor, nursing her broken heart back to health with tender care, and even introducing her to a chakra healer whose unconventional method sparked both healing and controversy. The memories of Ridge Forrester's past devotion still burn bright in Taylor Hayes' heart, fueling her fragile hope for a second chance. But this time, things are different. Brooke Logan isn't stepping aside without a fight. With unwavering determination, Brooke makes it crystal clear. She's reclaiming what she believes is rightfully hers. As Ridge offers Taylor fleeting moments of comfort, Brooke's possessive words cut through the air like daggers, their confrontations at Forrester Creations growing more intense by the day. Meanwhile, Taylor's emotional armor is beginning to crack. Whispers among close friends and family hint at troubling signs, subtle palpitations, a visible weariness, and episodes of silent distress. The physical toll of her emotional strain is becoming harder to ignore. And looming over it all is Luna Nozowa's chilling prophecy, a curse etched in cryptic symbolism that now feels dangerously close to reality. The broken heart symbol, once a harmless scribble from Luna's fortune-telling session, has morphed into something much darker. It's no longer just a metaphor. It's a haunting presence pressing down on Taylor's chest, warning of not just emotional ruin, but potential physical collapse. Could her long-dormant heart condition, the very one that nearly claimed her life, be returning? As Luna remains mystified by the reach of her unintended curse, Taylor finds herself battling old wounds, new betrayals, and a prophecy that refuses to fade. Behind the scenes, she has reportedly sought help from a trusted therapist, desperate to build emotional fortitude before Ridge is pulled back, once again, into Brooke's orbit. And Ridge, torn as ever, struggles with his loyalty. Caught between two women he's loved in different ways, he continues to falter, never truly choosing, never fully committing. Each moment of hesitation slices deeper into Taylor's already fragile heart. As the emotional pressure mounts, the city of Los Angeles becomes a silent witness to this battle of passion, betrayal, and fate. The lines between love and obsession, devotion and destruction, begin to blur. Will Taylor survive yet another heartbreak at Ridge's hands? Or has the prophecy already sealed her fate?